G'day guys, how's it going? I'm Aaron Whitnall. This is ACW Sport and the Premier League is back after what was another awe-inspiring international break, said no one ever. Thank God it's back though, how we've all missed it without a doubt. And so, with it being back, here are my predictions for week 32 of the 2017-2018 Premier League season, starting with the early kickoff on Saturday at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace hosting Liverpool, and with the form Mo Salah and Liverpool are in, I can only see one result here. I am going to have to go 3-1 to Liverpool. I just think they've got all the momentum behind them. As we know, they are having a good season. They're going to want to try and close that gap on Manchester United as well, with United playing later on in the day. You know, that Liverpool will want to try and get second spot before the end of the season and end the season the best way they possibly can, really. I think Wilfried Zaha will score for Crystal Palace, but I am going to back Mo Salah, Sadio Mane and Firmino to score for Liverpool in that game. Then on to the 3 o'clock kickoff, starting at the Hawthorns, West Brom hosting Burnley. And again, just because of how bad West Brom are, I'm going to have to back Burnley here. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. I'm going to back Ashley Barnes to score twice in that game and give Burnley all 3 points. Then to Old Trafford, Manchester United hosting Swansea. And even though Swansea have had the most miraculous turnaround under Carvajal, I can't see them getting anything at Old Trafford. I think it will be a tight-ish game. I'm not expecting it to be a real wow factor. I'm going to go 2-0 Manchester United. I'm going to back Romelu Lukaku, and I do think this could be the game where Alexis Sanchez finally gets on the score sheet again for United and actually starts putting in some good performances. So yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 United there. Brighton versus Leicester, I see this being a very tight game because it's at Brighton. So because of that, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I'm going to back Glenn Murray because he's in really good form for Brighton. And I'm going to back Jamie Vardy because he's in really good form for Leicester. So that's who I think will score in that game, and the points will be shared. Then Newcastle hosts Huddersfield in a massive game towards the bottom of the table. But Huddersfield were dreadful against Crystal Palace in their last outing. So I can only see a Newcastle home win in this game. I'm going to have to back Matt Ritchie because he's having a fantastic run at the moment. And as well as that, I'm also going to back Kennedy to get on the score sheet because he's been sensational for Newcastle since he joined from Chelsea. So that's how I see that game going. Watford then host Bournemouth in what will be quite an interesting game because it's all about how Watford bounce back following the humbling they got at the hands of Liverpool in the last game. But I think as well, Bournemouth, they again are in decent form. I'm going to have to back them, so I'm going to go 2-1 to Bournemouth in that game. I'm going to back Callum Wilson to get a brace for Bournemouth. And I'm going to back Delafeu to score for Watford in that game. Then West Ham host Southampton in another massive game at the bottom of the table. There is so much pressure on this game because, as we know, the atmosphere around West Ham is pretty toxic at the moment. But Southampton, obviously, they've sacked their manager. Mark Hughes has come in. It's his first Premier League game in charge of Southampton. In his first game in charge, he took them to Wembley because they're now in the FA Cup semi-final. However, I think with everything that's happened since the Burnley game at West Ham and the players coming out and asking for support and, everyone seeming to start to slowly rally and just say, look, stick with us, support us, we will get through this. I think the West Ham fans will get behind the Hammers, and because of it, I think they will just grind out a 1-0 win here. I think it will be a fairly tight game. As we know, neither team score that many goals, especially Southampton. That's why I don't think Southampton will win this game. I'm going to go Arnautovic to score the winner for West Ham and give them a massive 3 points in the race to avoid the drop. Then on to the late kickoff on Saturday, Everton hosting Manchester City. I think Everton will give this a good go, but overall I just see City having too much class. I'm going to go 2-1 in this game. I'm going to back Theo Walcott to score for Everton or Toussaint, but I'm going to back Gabriel Jesus and Sergio Aguero to score for Manchester City. And then on Sunday, first of all, Arsenal, they host Stoke. I just see this being a fairly comfortable 2-0 win for Arsenal. I'm going to back Aubameyang to score twice in that game. And then finally to the biggest game of the weekend, Chelsea hosting Spurs. As we know, Chelsea are in a real weird place at the moment. Is Antonio Conte going? Is he staying? They don't seem to be doing too well results-wise. They've only won 6 of their 18 games in 2018 so far in all competitions. But Tottenham haven't won at Stamford Bridge in 28 years now, which is absolutely remarkable. So I think these two teams, and again, because Harry Kane's injured, but again, because of the problems going on at Chelsea, that also has an influence in how this game could be played out. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this game because I see these two teams being very evenly matched. I think it's a result both teams will actually be happy with, as long as they both avoid defeat. And that may be the way that both teams approach this game as well. I think Willian and Giroud will score for Chelsea, and I think Son and Ali will score for Tottenham. So that's how I see that game going down. So those are my Premier League predictions for week 32 of the 2017-2018 Premier League season. Do you agree with my predictions? Please comment below, let me know. Always interested to find out. As always, I'm Aaron Whitnall, and I'll be back after the weekend with my Premier League review.